Slurpee cup. That's the key. Own Slurpee cup. It's Reed Richards.
Aww.
You're wearing a Fantastic Four shirt. That's what.
Oh, I can't see.
Excuse me?
Sorry. Better manners than we have.
In the movie, I recognized that in the hologram of like the arm for the Iron Man suit, and I was thinking, how did you get onto your arm?
That's an excellent question, actually. And that was probably the last effect that we actually did for that film. What he's referring to is as we're having him, that was part of the reshoot too, if you recall.
Oh, I completely recall.
And we had him designing the suit, and he, Robert, as he often does, gave us a lot of inspiration in the visual effects part of the process by, we had a table, we said, okay, we're gonna have a little figurine of the suit that you're adjusting and making modifications to in order to connect the first suit with the second suit, which felt in the original cut of the film like they were somehow not, it was not one continuum. So it was a modification of the Mark I. And then Robert, after doing all that stuff, decided to do, we were just playing around and you were putting your hand in and pretending it's the glove. And I was able to bring that stuff to one of our vendors, and they ended up creating that whole hologram slash, virtual.
Was that young man Reed Richards who asked the question?
What?
I was pretending he's Reed Richards because he's wearing a Fantastic Four shirt. He might be.
I gotta go. Here's what happened. We're doing reshoots. I stand there and go, I can't fucking believe we're doing this. Let me get this straight.
It's gonna be great, it's gonna be great.
How are my arms? Pumped? How's my hair? Okay, I'm gonna do this. Roll it.
Get it? John, go run with that. Let's do something with that.
Fantastic. Hey,
Hi, I'm Daphna. I'm from Cape Town. And my question is, in Ebert's review, what made me go see the movie was, he said the characters felt like they knew each other for years before the movie began. And I just wanted to know if that was something that you guys brought to the table between the actors, was in the script, probably a combination of both, but it was a very interesting part of the movie.
Well, we had rehearsed a lot, and I know Robert knew Gwyneth from before, and I knew Gwyneth from before, and I knew Robert, and we were all getting to know each other pretty well, but there was a really good familiarity. I think what happens too is when you have actors who have a body of work, people know each other's work so well that when they finally meet, they become fast friends. And there was a lot of respect on that set for other people's bodies of work, and we all felt very fortunate that we had such a great ensemble of actors. When we embarked on this, the formula was just, the hero sells the movie, and the cast, kind of gets you from set piece to set piece. And that's all that was required. But quickly it became obvious that the cast was starting to outshine the hero. And the parts of the film that I enjoy the most are the parts that have no suit, and the parts that are most exciting have no effects, which was a really wonderful realization and surprise as we made the movie.
and what fantastic timing you had to get Robert right now. Well, I mean, this is part of his new success story, but also Jeff Bridges right before all these things that happened with Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff hasn't called us to say thank you. I always love that.
Are you going to call him that? Someone going to call Jeff?
Someone creates an opportunity for themselves, and then someone else goes, I'm not talking to anyone because they didn't say thank you.
If you want to get nominated for an Oscar, work with me, and in the next movie you'll get nominated.
You're the kingmaker.
The setup, that's true. The sets up. I am the Scottie Pippen.
Don't talk about me. That's true, because right after Iron Man, I was nominated for Tropic Thunder.
And has Sherlock 2 coming along, by the way.
Pretty good. Hey, we're going to show you the whole movie. Susan, is that all right?
We're going to act it out.
Scene 1. This is an impossible crime scene. My lord, nothing fits together. Trust that it will. I'm going to go kick ass on some men that normally could take me. I'm going to slow it all down. I'm going to pick them apart. I know their weaknesses. Oh, you guys are going to see that? I'll go.
Hi, my name is Ben. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. But I guess this is kind of weird because now I'm the last question, and then my question got asked, so now I have to come up with a new one.
Make up a new one.
All right,
That's what
so-
we did every day.
Okay, so I guess mine's for you, John. Since you did Swingers and then Elf and then Iron Man, now Iron Man 2, and then I guess Cowboys and Aliens is kind of based on a comic. Are you going to keep doing comic book movies, or like is that something you're way into, or do you want to like branch back?
You're
into,
going
like,
to Disneyland, right?
Yeah, next I'm doing Magic Kingdom if all works out well. What's fun about that, and what's good about comic books, if you get the right material, certainly more so for the Marvel titles than Cowboys and Aliens, where I don't think people really have a sense of that. It was just more a cool group of people and a cool piece of material with Cowboys and Aliens. And one of the sets of writers was Fergus and Ospey, who had done Iron Man 1, and also Kurtzman and Orsi, who were also producers, Damon Lindelof. So it was a really good bunch, and of course Spielberg and Ron Howard and them. So it was a good bunch of people and a good concept. But for the Marvel stuff, you inherit the mantle and a set of expectations because people grew up with this material. And so to get to speak for the canon of it and to be adopted as part of it is a really fun cultural thing. And even more so as I do my research on Disney, because people are so connected to all of these archetypes. And in our society, where we're you know, the commonality in our melting pot tends to be the secular aspect of our society. Somehow the Disney characters and what we grew up with, whether it's going to the parks or watching the movies, our generation, our parents, our grandparents, all have felt the same emotions and grown up with those characters. And so to have the opportunity, I mean, I just went for, I've been hanging out with the Imagineers, especially Tony Baxter, who's the main dude, who's been there for decades. They called up and said, do you want to go on the After Dark tour? And they said, where do you want to go? Let's come by. We don't close till midnight, so why don't we have dinner at the Blue Bayou? Club 33, I'm like, Blue Bayou's fine. And then we're going to go, wait till the park closes, we'll hang out at Walt's apartment over the fire station. And it's untouched, and the baby bottles are still there, and the pictures of him and his wife are there. And it's overlook, you look out and you see down into the park. And then when it closed, okay, where do you want to go? I don't know, Pirates? Okay, Pirates. Open up Pirates, and there you are walking behind the sets and over the bridges and then Haunted Mansion and all the things that I grew up saying, how do they do that? You know, and I'm looking at, you know, the way they do it, and it just touches things in me. And that all, again, it's always about emotion and what's charged for people in a good way, where you can be respectful of it, but not overly reverent of it. And Pixar does a really good job. Toy Story does a really good job of finding that tone. And to me, on these big movies, it's all about tone. That's my only gig as a director, is to make sure the tone's right. Everything else, you got Robert kicking ass up there, coming up with a lot of the dialogue, great writers, producers in the editing room with me. Everybody has a hand in this ILM. Everybody's bringing so much to the table. As the director, your only true responsibility is coordinating it and making it have the proper tone and personality. And so when you see something that really inspires you and allows you to obsess on something for 2 years, which is how long these movies take, you better, you have to find something that just really floats your boat and it gets you excited. At least where I'm at now, I haven't had to compromise yet in my career as far as the material I've chosen. I don't always know what I'm getting myself into, but I always have started off with feeling extremely bullish on the whole situation. And this one, it gets me excited that I can do something I've never done before, and do something. Also, I got 3 kids, and just to connect with something that joins all generations of my family at this point in my life is really, really exciting and compelling.
Last night we showed Superman here, and we had Richard Donner, and it's a movie that, more than 3 decades ago showed people what a superhero movie could be and what it should be. And here, 3 decades later, people all gathered together to clap for it. Iron Man is a movie that people are going to be watching 3 decades from now. Thanks for coming out here
Thanks so much,
tonight.
everybody.